Welcome to Talk Theory. It's your host, Kiara Barnes, where I talk all things life, what makes us human, and what makes us superhuman. Sit back, relax, and join me for a chat. Hey, people. Welcome back to another episode of the Talk Theory podcast. Thank you for being a listener, and I hope everyone's doing well. Good news. Guess what? We're a week away from season 2 of Fantasy Island. It drops January 2nd, and we will be premiering on Fox next day on Hulu. In fact, if you need a little refresher, go to Hulu right now. They have the first season is up, so people can rewatch, see where we ended off on that finale in season 1. It's going to help tie things together once you see the very first episode of season 2. Okay. Again, just want to say thank you all for coming back for another episode. Thank you for sharing these episodes with your friends, families, colleagues. I've noticed a lot more shares, which I really appreciate. And I just wanted to say thank you for supporting. It really, really means a lot to me. And I'm just glad. Sorry, I had to clear my throat. I'm just glad that what I've been putting out on this podcast has actually been touching people in a positive way and just helping people. That was definitely the goal, is just sharing my lived experiences. So yeah, let's just keep that good juju up. And again, sorry guys, I appreciate so much. So appreciate you all very much. Okay, let's just keep getting into it, all right? Today, I want to talk about calling back your power. I feel like this is a good topic coming into the new year very, very soon here. Now, some of you may be thinking, what does that mean? How do you call back your power? And what I mean by that is, I guess I can explain it this way. I feel like naturally as humans, we can tend to give our attention and energy to many things at once, to the point that we ourselves don't even realize we're doing it until we have a bit of a energetic, boiling point, a breakdown, or a moment where we just feel overwhelmed in general. And this energy of ours can be stretched really thin through different things like romantic relationships, friendships, work partnerships, et cetera, et cetera. You can extend a little too far. And then when you do get to the end of it, there's just not a lot of energy left for you. Right? Because when you're giving and giving, I mean, you'll know by how you and your body feels. You'll be more tired than usual, maybe more stressed, just feel low, feel unalike to yourself. And self-care in general may have gone out the window completely. And all of these side effects make sense, If you're pouring into others all the time or allowing them to always take from you, then of course you're going to feel drained by the end of it. I'm telling you, people, energy is very, very real. That's why you can tell immediately when someone's low, angry, happy, excited in an instant. You can tell. You can tell, even without them saying anything to you. I feel like humans can sense these kinds of things fairly quickly. It's just something felt like it's kind of hard to explain, but it does make sense. If you think about it, we're all made up of energy ourselves. That energy would be able to read other energies. You know what I'm saying? Like that makes sense to me. So this brings me to how do we start calling back this energy of ours? Once we've noticed, we're like, okay, wait a minute. I'm feeling a little more low, a little more tired. This is when you have to start asking yourself some questions. Where is it coming from? Who am I spending most of my time with? How do I feel after I spent time with this person? Or with these certain people? Am I tired? Am I feeling a little more low than usual after hanging out with these folks? Just notice how your energy is before and after with particular people or groups or activities. And obviously, if it's lower, that means that your energy is getting pulled. So probably start getting some distance, from whatever it is. And I know I've talked about this, about people pleasing, and you just, you don't want to hurt anyone's feelings. But I'm going to check you real quick, boo. Okay. That's probably why you're feeling so drained. Okay. That's probably why you're feeling so drained. I'm not trying to hurt your feelings. Here I go. Me not trying to hurt your feelings, but I'm giving you the truth. I'm giving you the truth, right? Because if you're only doing things out of other people's benefits, boo, what about your benefit? What about your energy? Because if you keep coming into connections with an energy that's, less low vibrational, those people are going to eat that up. Are higher vibrational, right? People are going to eat that up. Everyone wants to feel good, of course. So, if you have that within you naturally, people are going to want to attach to that all the time. And, you need to take notice, because after you hang out, they're going to feel amazing and you're going to feel really tired. And they're not really thinking how it affects you, right? So you're always thinking about XYZ, but you're never thinking about yourself. So you got to look out for yourself. Okay. Because folks people that want to feel good, they want to feel good. That's all they're focused on. They're not trying to, I wonder if I've made someone tired with my energy. Doesn't happen often. And I will tell you this, until you cut certain energies off in your life, whatever it is, they're going to keep taking whatever energy that is. If you keep allowing, it'll keep taking. And I'm not even trying to say that these other people are necessarily bad or evil. I just think in everyone's life, there will come a certain point and time where friendship groups, relationships, they'll just naturally shift and change based on who you are and what you want to do. You won't even be able to help it. That's the thing. You'll just feel this disconnect. And naturally, that separation will occur. And moving into this topic a little more, let's talk about setting boundaries for ourselves. Getting very specific and honest with yourself when it comes to what feels good to you and what doesn't. To stop excusing others' behaviors or interactions with you if they rub you the wrong way or don't align with you, right? Sorry, I had to think that through before I said that. But basically, stop excusing bad interactions or behaviors if they just truly don't align with you. You know what I mean? Like, why are you excusing that? And look, you can communicate these boundaries with someone, but remember, you don't have to. You can keep them to yourself. At the end of the day, you don't owe anyone anything. And I say this because there are specific tricky situations. Obviously, if you're able to have a conversation with someone and you know that they're mature enough to hear out your boundaries and things like that, yes, 100% I support. Communicate that through. Communication is very important. But there are certain circumstances where, you do want to give someone the benefit of the doubt and you want to explain where you're coming from to be able to have that communication understanding. But sometimes people aren't able to properly receive that, right? Or speak out their feelings back to even communicate with you at the same level, or even understand why you have boundaries in the first place. And now the conversation is an argument. It's definitely happened before. And I'm sure this has happened to you listening, where it's like you tried to explain your comfort or your comfortability or your boundary, and someone's like, well, that's not my fault, or you're being dramatic, or blah, 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 blah. You know what I'm saying? And that's just a different kind of person. Like, there's no winning with that because they've already made up their mind of what the situation is. They're not open to understanding. And so, that obviously that interaction will leave you feeling like, one, your boundaries were violated again. And then two, just even more exhausted because there was no resolve. So I'd say with that, use your discernment. Listen to your gut. First thought, evaluate if this person is usually receptive, to have these kinds of conversations. And if not, let it go. Let them be. There's no point in pushing water uphill. You'll thank yourself later for it. Trust me. Okay, now that you're looking towards your own happiness, you're starting to consider yourself, you automatically start bringing your energy back to you. And the interesting thing is about this, it doesn't actually take very long at all for you to feel the difference. Energy is just that powerful. As fast as it can be taken away, fast as it can be returned back to you. And I want to real quick, touch on work situations as well, because I kind of mentioned that earlier. Not just with the people, but if you feel like you are putting almost too much effort in work and not a lot of reward back, in the sense of, your energy, it feels very, that interaction, that's taking your energy, like it or not. So this can all become a bigger discussion, because it depends on the kind of job you have, what's going on, the scenarios, this and that. But this is another conversation about manifestation as well, about trying to force things within career, rather than just allowing things to naturally come out as they do. So there's a side of that to that, with the energy of trying to force. But another discussion, is considering, should you be looking for another job, better pay, better work environment? To the point where, is this job healthy for me? That's what I'm talking about when I'm talking about looking elsewhere kind of thing. And to all the people going, well, I'd love to. I'd sure love to, but XYZ. Or that would be nice to have, but I'm going to keep it real with you. You're writing your own story. If you'd like something better, or your work is draining you and pulling your energy in a way that's so much past being tired, you're not being paid what you deserve. But at the same time, you genuinely believe you can't find something better, and this is as good as it gets, then, baby, you're absolutely right. You're not wrong. You have to remember what you believe. That is your reality. Think about it. Your current circumstances, what you have where you are right now, have all been based off of a genuine belief of what you told yourself or accepted to be obtainable. And yeah, there can be outside sources where like a parent influenced or a teacher influenced or a friend influenced, but ultimately it came down to your decision of, do I believe that I can have this or be here? Is this what you might even think as to be normal, right? Because you've decided that's your normal. And that could be based off of, like I said, all different kinds of things. What you grew up seeing, what you saw on TV, what your parents told you, what your grandparents, all these things. But at the end of the day, you accepted those things to be factual. And that's it. So in theory, if we're able to create our current reality off of, those beliefs, wouldn't you be able to create a different reality off of different beliefs? I mean, that makes sense, right? That makes sense to me. And again, folks, I'm talking out of experience here. You already know from the manifestation episode, I'm all about being purposeful when it comes to things you want to have in your life or what you feel drawn to naturally. Now, moving along as we, segue into this next section, after I just said about being spiritual, one last technique is meditation. Surprise, surprise. I've been able to call back my energy and recycle, re-energize, all of that to feel more empowered. And there's a few techniques with this. One I'll share with you guys because I really do like it. It's more of a visual, but it is very powerful. So essentially you see yourself and whatever it is that's pulling your energy, and you sit with them. And then you take some deep breaths with them. You visualize like a light connecting you and this person through the heart. Like you're sharing the same energy. And you do another few deep breaths, making sure that you're connected through love. And you just envision yourself cutting that cord. It could be with your hand, scissors, whatever it is. And I'm not even kidding. You'll feel this sense of relief because your mind has accepted that visually. There's something very interesting. I should look into the science behind visual learning. At least for me, I don't know if that's like particular to like certain left brain, right brains or creatives, but I definitely am more impacted by visual learning. And honestly, I wonder if I should like make some guided meditations. Let me know. I feel like that would help a lot of people, especially if you're just getting into meditation. I think it can just feel a little tricky with where to begin. Like how many deep breaths, and when do you let go of a thought? When do you keep one? Because it's all really a practice. I've been doing it going on past like 5 years now, and it's really changed my life. And I'll tell you that there's no perfect way to meditate at all. There's no like true trick to it. Some days it can take me longer to get into. Some days I'm into it immediately. And then I've even gone a few weeks where I don't do it at all. But I do feel a difference when I'm not doing it. That's for sure. I've had my ups and downs, definitely, with meditating. Ultimately, what's going to help you call your power back is just deciding for yourself to get it back for you. You stop sacrificing your own feelings and health for the benefit of others. It's the oxygen mask, the oxygen mask on the plane analogy. you got to give yourself that oxygen before you give it to the person next to you. You have to set yourself up for success to really do the same for someone else. Also, I will mention a few simple things that have helped me call my power back. Is just something as simple as spending time with me, doing whatever it is that I want to do. Take myself out for a movie, get a yummy meal, stay in and cook a meal, watch something funny. It could be a number of things, but I've found doing even the smallest of things for myself gave me this inner sense of peace and just overall feeling more grounded. And I think it's literally just from catering to what I want to do and getting to make the decision for myself rather than bring other outsources for their thought and their opinions on something. And it's been pretty effective for me. So, as we come to a close, this is the theory of the week. If you take heed when your energy is being pulled, you can create forward momentum to your own destination instantly. If you take heed when your energy is being pulled, you can create forward momentum to your own destination instantly. Instantly. So remember, you have the power to claim your own power whenever, however, because this is your life. Take care of it, how you want it to be taken care of. And real quick, since we're, wrapping it up, I just want to say thank you. Thank you to everyone who's been listening, sharing, reaching out about this podcast. Talk Theory has been something I've wanted to create for 2 years, and I'm so glad I just said, you know what, I'm going to do it. And I decided to do it this year. And as we approach a new year, I'm just looking forward to seeing how this grows. And I just appreciate everyone that's with me right now. And I want to say, remember, it's never too late to do what you want to do and have what you want to have. You completely deserve it. Your birthright came as soon as you showed up on Earth, period. So thanks again for supporting me and this podcast. With that said, enjoy your holiday break, and I'll see you next year. Okay? I love you. Bye.